In this video, what I plan to show you is how you can actually set up and start to begin using an assignment in Vision. For those of you that don't know, an assignment actually is a way for students to upload a document where you can actually take a look at that document, make some comments or give some comments to the students, assign a grade for that assignment, maybe an essay or something along those lines, and then the student can go in and see their grade, the comments that you made, and of course their document that they uploaded. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to navigate to a course where we have instructor rights, and then we're going to go ahead and turn editing on. This will give us the ability to add an assignment. An assignment is an activity. So we're going to click on right here, we'll click on add an activity or resource, and it loads a new window here. And all these things right at the top, they're in alphabetical order. So assignment is right at the top. There's a number of different assignments that you can actually give, different types of assignments. You can allow for advanced uploading, which gives you a whole little description of right here. It allows you to upload multiple files so students can respond. They can upload a video and have responses on that video, that type of thing. The online text is a way that you give them a HTML editor. They type in their document. They don't actually upload anything like that. Everything is housed in Vision. You can give them the ability to upload a single file, like one file. There's the offline activity. The offline activity does everything that the other assignments do, except it doesn't allow you to upload a document. So where that becomes beneficial is, like, say for example, you're an art teacher or something along those lines, and you have a sculpture or something like that that you want to give a grade to a student and have comments on it. That's where you'd use an offline activity where the student couldn't actually upload their document or their piece of work, so to speak. What we're going to do is we're going to stick to the simple basic assignment right here. And anytime you ever have a question as to what one of these items are, typically when you select on them, it gives you a big long list and a description as to what that thing does. So we're going to go ahead and click add. And this will create the structure for our assignment. I'm going to name this test assignment. And right here in the description is where you say, for example, if you're giving an essay where you want to specify a font, a font style, a font size, the margins, all that type of stuff. This is where you'd actually put this. So I actually have a document right here that I'm just going to copy this information and paste it in here. You can copy and paste any of this information from a Word document, anything like that. If you wanted to format some of this text, you can click on the Show Editing Tools and say, for example, I wanted that bold. I could click on bold, and now it's bold. All right. So you can format the text any way that you want. We're going to move down here to the Availability tab right now. The Availability tab allows the documents to be uploaded, or this assignment to be viewed and uploaded during a certain amount of time. So for example, I'm allowing submissions from October today until the due date, which is the 20th. I can always change that. I can click on this little icon right here. I can disable that. And the way I have it, even though there's a due date, the due date, they will still allow them to submit late entries. If I want to have a cutoff date where I don't allow uh, late entries, that's when I would use the cutoff date. I would click on enable and use that function right there, set the dates. As I said earlier, there's different submission types. So right here, we're just using file submissions. You can have submission of comments. You can have the online text, is what I referred to earlier. You can allow them to upload multiple files. So say, for example, there's a video that you want them to upload and some text that goes along with that video. You would specify this as 2 files that they would upload. I'm going to keep it as 1 just to keep everything default. The feedback types right here. Again, this is when you're going back to the student. If you ever have any questions on what something does or says, all you have to do is hover your mouse over the question mark and it will tell you right here. So these will give feedback to the students. If you want feedback, you can keep these checked. If you don't want feedback, you can simply uncheck them. The submission settings, all right? You can require that students accept a submission statement saying that, there's a policy that they didn't cheat or something along those lines. Typically, you don't want them to have to click a button to require submission. It's just one more thing that they would have to do. You can do attempts. You can do all kinds of stuff. So the other thing that's kind of neat right here is the group submission settings. So if you have students working in a group, you can have a student upload a document for that whole group, and then that whole group can actually see that document. It wouldn't just be the student himself or herself that would be able to see that document. Typically, when you do a non-group type setting of an assignment, only students see their work. So if you wanted a group to be able to see their entire group's work, you would turn this on, and then any member of the group would be able to see it. Keep in mind that obviously you'd have to have groups set up prior to turning this on. Notifications. The notifications is a way that you can be notified about when a document has been uploaded and is ready for your review and being assigned a grade. You can also notify graders about late submissions. So if up here at the top, if I had enabled this cutoff date and I scroll down here, I should be able to notify graders about late submissions. All right. Grade, you can assign a grade to these assignments that have been uploaded. Right here, you can make it out of 10 or out of 50 or out of whatever the thing may be. You can have a marking guide or a rubric that you can use. There's blind marking, which if you click on that, it hides the identity of the students to markers. So for example, if you wanted to get an assessment of all of your students, but you didn't want to see who submitted what, you could certainly do it that way. The common module settings, we just talked about this in the group settings. This is where if you wanted this particular assignment only to be available to a particular group or groupings, that's where you do this. And the restrict access is something that we'll get into as well in another video, where you can actually set this activity up to be contingent upon the completion of a previous activity. So that's the way that you can set up your assignment, and then you hit save and return to course. And once that loads, you'll see we now have a test assignment right here. And once we click on that, you can see that there's none have been submitted, none needs grading. If I want to view all the grades and submissions, simply click here. And if a student had uploaded something, it would say it right here, and I could assign a grade and do all that kinds of stuff. So that's how you use the assignment function in Vision.